Today on Dr. Phil.
The high school teacher accused of having sex with a student.
He was never my student.
Well, until that night.
A student.
My friend is the one who drove me over there to her house. He waited outside.
So this was a drive-by.
A teacher.
She says she had no idea she was doing anything wrong by bedding the boy.
And a twist.
Tanya is suing Tristan.
I want to get justice for what he did to me.
He made a sex tape.
The video went viral.
It didn't go viral. It wasn't that good.
And the bombshell.
She says she did him a favor.
So I'm the only student that you had sex with?
Yes.
You say that's not true.
That's not true.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you
I
down.
try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, it was a student-teacher love scandal that rocked a Texas high school. Popular former teacher and coach Tanya Ramirez admits she crossed the ultimate line. 17-year-old Tristan was the star of the school's football team. Tanya says he pursued her and that after weeks of texting, she invited him to her house in the middle of the night and they had sex. But there's an unbelievable twist. Now Tanya is suing Tristan. She says she had no idea she was doing anything wrong by bedding the boy, and she is the real victim here. Take a look.
Extracurricular activities land a local high school teacher in big trouble.
The King High School teacher in question is accused of having sex with a student.
Do you have anything to say? 29-year-old Tanya Ramirez's arrest affidavit untangled the story of what led to her arrest. It began with a concerned parent back in June who told the King High School principal there was a sex tape floating around school containing a student and a teacher.
He told his principal that he sent a video clip of he and Tanya Ramirez having sex to 11 of his friends.
Investigators also discovered over 300 texts between Tanya Ramirez and the student.
Her defense argued that she and the student were consenting adults, 17 the legal age of consent here in the state of Texas.
Well, a former teacher, remember this one, accused of having an improper relationship, well now it's plural, improper relationships with two students.
Now the second accusation surfaced last week.
King High School teacher accused of having sex with a student last year could soon make a deal with prosecutors.
Tanya Ramirez pleaded no contest to having sex with a second student. She was sentenced to 7 years probation and she won't have to register as a sex offender.
Tonight, in a bizarre twist, that same teacher goes after the boy victim's mother.
Tanya Ramirez is now suing the student she had sex with for invasion of privacy. Ramirez is also suing the student's mother, claiming that woman went to various media outlets last year, calling Ramirez publicly a sexual predator and accusing her of sleeping with several students. Ramirez claims that caused her emotional distress and led to her losing a job.
Well, today, teacher and student come face to face. They will speak for the first time since that night right here on this stage. Tanya says the sex was 100% consensual, and she says she did him a favor. She says sleeping with the student only made him more popular and even led to him being named Homecoming King. Can this ex-teacher define the term outrageous? Well, take a look at what she has to say.
I met Tristan at the beginning of May 2014. I was 29 and he was 17. He came into my classroom, he introduced himself, and he asked for my number. We text back and forth for 3.5 weeks. The last week of texting, it was a little bit more flirtatious. On one of the text messages, I explained that I was tired, and then he did reply back, I give good massages, and I said, oh really, that would be nice. I didn't think it was wrong It never once felt like I was talking to a child. I wasn't thinking, wait a minute, I'm a teacher, because I felt this was all happening outside of school. We decided to meet up. He came over to my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's a knock at the door. I let him in, and then we did go immediately to the bedroom, and one thing led to another from there. That night was the last time I had contact with Tristan. That following Tuesday, when I was called into the principal's office, she sat me down and said that a video had surfaced of a student at the school and a coach having sex. He had his phone in his pocket, and then while having sex, he pulled it out and I didn't see it, so I didn't notice, and it was only about 10 seconds. He's admitted that he distributed the video to 11 of his friends through his phone, and then from there the video went to, I don't know, numerous amounts of people. When I found out there was a tape, I was in shock, felt betrayed. We had been talking for almost a month, so I trusted him that I could have sex with him and him not say anything, and we could keep it a secret. I do now feel that I was set up. I do feel that there was some type of motive or intent to get it out there that he had sex with a teacher.
Okay, Tanya, it's good to meet you. You say you felt like you were set up.
Correct.
How so?
Well, the fact that he hid his phone, and then obviously as soon as it was finished, he distributed it to 11 of his friends. And then from there, it went viral.
Okay. So you think it was like a trophy thing?
Correct. Like he wanted some kind of recognition after, sleeping with a teacher.
You said that afterwards you were surprised that he didn't get in touch with you.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that there was no communication at all, even before I had gotten into trouble.
But you did have communication with him, didn't you, the next day?
No. The next day, just one text in the morning, and that was it.
What was that text?
He texted me that he had a great night, or it was great, or something in that matter. And then I text back that, yes, it was, that, maybe we could do it again.
So y'all both had a good time?
Mm-hmm.
So this wasn't an impulse thing. You had been texting for 3 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say you didn't know it was wrong.
Well, I'm saying I didn't think it was legally wrong. I know, obviously, with my profession, I crossed a boundary, with the contract that I signed. But legally, I didn't think I would be classified as a felon being charged with having sex with a consenting adult.
Okay, so you knew from a teacher standpoint, just teacher ethics.
Correct.
That it was a breach of your contractual agreement.
Right.
So you have no problem with that part of it. You said, I agreed not to have sex with the students.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did.
Mm-hmm.
But you thought, okay, so then fire me, but don't charge me as a felon.
Correct.
So you were surprised when you were charged?
Yes, I was very surprised.
Did you think he showed it around school for bragging rights?
From what I've heard, yes, it was exactly what it was, bragging rights.
How did you find out that it had been displayed around school?
Well, from numerous amounts of people who said that the video had been sent out. And then my mother's coworker also, her niece had the video, and that's how we saw it for the first time.
You saw it with your mother?
Yes.
How'd that go?
Well,
I don't know how I'd watch something like that with my mother.
Well, it's only 10 seconds, and you can obviously tell it's, it was hidden. There's no flash. It's really quick.
You said he had the phone in his pocket?
On the pocket, on somewhere where he was in his grasp to reach.
Because he didn't have any pockets at the time, did he?
Well, maybe down at the floor.
Oh, so you mean you didn't see it?
Right.
So it wasn't like y'all made a sex tape?
Oh, no, nothing.
He made a sex tape?
Correct.
You were just in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you ask him what the hell are you doing?
No, I haven't spoken to him.
You never asked him, why did you do this?
No.
All right, next. Tanya says Tristan pursued her and this was a one-time mistake. Is that true? Or was Tanya, as prosecutors allege, a seductress using her high school as her hunting ground? We have their text. Do they hold the answers? Find out when we come back. It seems like an unusual dynamic.
If you're in high school and you see the way that the students are, girlfriends, boyfriends, they'll get jealous of anyone. I've had to deal with that numerous amounts of times.
Oh, hell, I was in high school and I didn't see any of this didn't ever happen. And later,
the video went viral. So
it didn't go viral. It wasn't that good.
You made a big point in that he was not in your class. You weren't teaching him.
Right, he was never my student.
Right.
He was just enrolled in the same school.
Yeah, but he wasn't your student.
No.
Well, until that night, but. Okay, so on the 28th, you sent him a text that said, I need a massage bad. And he said, well, I'm good at massages, so, and you said, oh my God, I'm so down. Tristan, me too. Tanya, yay, I can't wait. That sounds like classmates that are like dating. That doesn't, were you at all concerned about putting things in writing?
No.
You knew it was in breach of contract to...
Well, I hadn't breached my contract yet. If this were to come up, just the text messaging, I still wouldn't have been in trouble. Right.
The next day, Tanya, you don't text me back. When you see me, you don't say anything. So what's up? Tristan, ha, same with you. And okay, promise I'll talk to you next time. Tanya, that's on you. I'm not forcing you to do or say anything. You just got to let me know what you want. I'm going out of my way to text you first or go out of my way to see you, but I won't if that's not what you want. Tristan, I will. Tanya, you will what? That didn't answer my text. Tristan, I do want this, is what I'm saying. Tanya, well, I'm beyond glad to hear that. Had you fallen for him? Were you in love with him?
Oh, no.
Well, later that day you said, I haven't asked you, but how old are you? So you didn't know?
Well, no, I knew how old he was. I wanted to make sure that he was telling me the truth, but I knew from records. I could look it up already.
Had you? So you were making sure he was legal?
Well, I was making sure that he was telling me the truth.
He says 17, ha. You say, ha. When's your birthday? March 24th. Oh, that's a long time before you're 18. Yeah, I know. What was important about 18?
Well, no, I mean, just 18 years old. I feel like you're 18, don't have any sort of, conditions with your parents or anything of that nature.
Do you have a girlfriend? Gotta ask that, because I got played big time by you know who. Cough, cough. Laugh out loud. No, I don't. Who were you talking about there?
Well, we have a mutual friend. He would post tweets or something saying, oh, Miss Ramirez, joked with me today, or, oh, she said hi to me today. So he would try to get his girlfriend jealous, and I didn't know. And so I was like, I'm not gonna deal with any girlfriend type things or anything of that nature, because that's not, nothing's happening right now.
Well, you were a teacher.
Right.
It seems like an unusual dynamic that you're talking about jealousy of a student girlfriend. Does that seem odd?
No, because if you're in high school and you see the way that the students are, that's just girlfriends, boyfriends, they'll get jealous of anyone. I've had to deal with that numerous amounts of times.
Oh, hell, I was in high school and I didn't see any of this didn't ever happen when I was. is it just me? All my teachers look like Aunt B. I missed all of this. I just, okay, so then on the 30th of May, this is the night, right? This is when it happens. You say, what time you coming through? Coming through means?
Coming over.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be at my friend's later, so later tonight. Well, how are you going to pull that off without them knowing? Ha ha, I don't have to tell them. So you say, oh, so you're just going to dip. What the, what? God, I'm feeling old. What the hell does that mean? I'm just going to dip.
And dip out just means you're just going to like leave without anybody noticing.
Oh, dip out. Laugh out loud. Yeah, they won't ask. Tanya, psst. What's that? Psst. That shh.
No, like, psh, like whatever.
Oh,
like.
Just like, okay. Okay, I couldn't even talk to you after school without someone coming up to us. Felt like we were being watched, ha ha. Tristan, yeah, I know. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to dip out here for a commercial break. Their night together was the last time Tanya ever had contact with Tristan, but he's here today and they will come face to face for the first time right here. That's next.
I actually had a friend that had her in class. He came up to me one day and he told me that she thought I was cute and that she wanted me to get her number.
Had you said you thought he was cute? Ex-teacher Tanya Ramirez admits she slept with a student who attended her school. She admits that. She was fired. She says, I understand, I breached the contract. And she pled guilty to the crime. But now she's suing the student for allegedly secretly recording their romp, passing it around to his friends. She says he hasn't been punished yet, and what he did was illegal.
I have mixed emotions towards Tristan now, just because I haven't spoken to him about the situation at all. I'm hurt. I feel betrayed. There's a lot of questions and a lot of things that I want answered, and I feel like he's the only one that could answer them. I don't feel what Tristan did was right, and I don't feel that he's been reprimanded in the way that he should, and what he did was illegal.
Okay, well, Tristan, this is the first time that you and Tanya are speaking about what happened since you were together on May 30th of 2014, correct?
Yes, sir.
So how do you feel about seeing, is it Mrs. Ramirez, or how do you refer to her?
Tanya, Miss Ramirez.
How'd you refer to her that night?
I don't think I called her by name or anything like that.
So how did it come about that you were having sex with a teacher?
I actually had a friend that had her in class, and he came up to me one day and he told me that she thought I was cute and that she wanted me to get her number, but she thought that I was scared. Actually, I had that mutual friend in that classroom, and he would talk to me about how they would be texting and how they have done stuff. And so I knew like about her. And when I got to her classroom, we were talking, and then I gave her my phone, she put her number in, and then the next day we started texting.
So you know who he's talking about, the mutual friend? Is that, you know who it is that introduced you? And he said that they had done stuff. Had you done stuff with him?
No.
Do you mean sexual stuff?
Yes.
He means sexual stuff?
Yeah.
You had not?
No.
You had not had any sexual interactions with him?
No.
Had you flirted with him?
No.
Had you said you thought he was cute?
No. Not in that nature, like, oh, I think he's cute. I just said, oh, who's your friend? It was kind of like, I think, a little bit of a setup type thing. Like, he's going to come in here and, you know, ask you for your phone number. What would you say? And I was like, no, he's not.
Did it ever occur to you to say, I'm a teacher and you're a student, and it would be inappropriate for me to give you my number because that would be inviting you to call me personally, and that would be inappropriate?
My friend is the one who drove me over there to her house.
What'd he do?
He just waited outside.
So this was a drive-by. Did it ever occur to you to say, I'm a teacher and you're a student, and it would be inappropriate for me to give you my number because that would be inviting you to call me personally, and that would be inappropriate?
No, because it wasn't out of the realm of normalcy for teachers or coaches to have, like, students' numbers.
But you were neither teaching nor coaching him.
Right, which makes it even more appropriate.
So you've just eliminated any reason he would have to call you other than personal.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't crossing a barrier because I wasn't, you know, authoritative figure to him. It wasn't grade manipulation or anything of that nature. So if he went to another school or another district, it wouldn't even be against the law.
If he went to another district,
Mm-hmm. Or I taught at another district.
If.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if your dog meowed, it would be a cat, but it doesn't. He went to your school district in your building, and he walked into your room and he got your number.
Mm-hmm. But none of this took place at school, so it was my personal business.
Well, where did he get the number?
Well, he got it in my classroom, but other than that.
Well, I thought you said none of it took place at school, other than him getting your number at school.
Mm-hmm.
So you went, you were coming through after after the party, right?
Yeah.
You were at some other party, and you just dipped out and went over there.
Actually, I was at a senior party, and then I went to my friend's house. And then my friend is the one who drove me over there to her house.
So what'd he do?
He just waited outside.
So this was a drive-by. Your friend knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Am I in the twilight zone here? Honest to God. Okay, so how long were you there?
Probably 45 minutes, an hour, maybe.
And when did you decide you're going to record this for posterity?
Well, the reason I recorded was because I had drinking before, so I was not really in the right mind. And I remember talking to my friend about it, and he would just tell me, if you don't have proof, then I'm not gonna believe you. But I didn't mean to send it out. Actually, my friend texted me that I was outside. He said, "Hurry up, I'm falling asleep." So I tried to text him back, and I accidentally sent it in a group message, which I really didn't mean to do.
Whose idea was it to go to the bedroom when you got there?
Hers.
Right?
Hmm?
Was it your idea to go to the bedroom when you got there?
Well, that's where we went.
Yeah. Did you just, you knew I was there, right?
Mm-hmm. It was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So you all just went back to the bedroom, and he was there for 45 minutes to an hour?
No, it was because he left at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was about 2 hours.
I really don't remember. I really don't.
Tristan's mother, Kim, who Tanya is also suing, has been watching backstage. She spoke to the local media, but concealed her face. But now she's here, and she's fired up. Tanya wants an apology from her. Will she get one? Well, we'll find out after the break.
I am taking legal action against both Tristan and his mother. Tristan's mom went to the media and called me a sexual predator.
Who is making sure that Tanya Ramirez will not and cannot do this again?
Her son was an adult at the time. He chose to have a sexual relationship with me.
We've learned the King High School teacher accused of having sex with a student last year could make a deal with prosecutors.
But the mother of the student told Chris 6 News this week she believes any deal may let Tanya Ramirez off too easy.
Who is making sure that Tanya Ramirez will not and cannot do this again? Who is making sure of that? What are they going to do to make sure that this woman will not sleep with another student?
Well, that was Tristan's mother, Kim, speaking to local media. Kim says her son was clearly the victim here, but ex-teacher Tanya says those media appearances you just saw defamed her and caused her to lose a promising job as an instructor at a local jiu-jitsu academy. Take a look.
I decided to take the plea deal because I wanted to move forward with my life and I felt the case needed to be over. A year later, Tristan's mom was not very happy with the plea deal, so she went to the media and called me a sexual predator, said I should have to register as a sex offender, I shouldn't be allowed in the classroom again.
Not having to register as a sex offender is not a good thing because she's still around young men.
There were rumors that I slept with other students. Those rumors were just Tristan's mom trying to stir things up. I did not sleep with any other students, and so the plea deal was taken off the table. She got what she wanted. I am angry with her. A year later, why come out in the media saying those things about me when the case is almost through? I am taking legal action against both Tristan and his mother for invasion of privacy, videotaping the sexual encounter without my knowledge, and then distributing it to his friends, and for emotional distress. I'm suing the mom because I feel it's not right to call out someone in the media. Now people look at me as a sexual predator. Her son was an adult at the time, and so he chose to have a sexual relationship with me. I want to get justice for what he did to me.
Kim, you feel like your son was victimized here,
Yes, I do.
and you're suing her for defamation?
Correct.
And because she has said what that you consider defamatory?
Well, she called me a sexual predator.
And you're not, because that's a legal term.
Right.
And you haven't been determined as a sexual predator, so therefore that's inaccurate. It's caused you reputational damage, and you want damages for it.
Correct. Or I wanted an apology for going out in the media a year and a half later and saying those things.
Dr. Phil, you know what I will say? I am sorry that my son ever met Tanya Ramirez. That's the only apology that she will get from me. And if she's not a sexual predator, as she says that she's not, then why did you plead no contest to a second charge if you were?
We tried to, with the plea deal, we tried to separate them to where I would plead guilty to this charge and we would go to trial for the second one, but they wouldn't allow that with the plea deal. We mutually agreed that I would plead guilty to this charge and then plead no contest.
But Dr. Phil, would you plead no contest to something that you didn't do? Oh, I didn't do it, but I'll plead no contest to it just so I can get it out of the way.
Well, I wouldn't do a hell of a lot of things that are going on here. So are you her criminal lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, and your name?
My name's Chris Gale, and this is my partner, Amy Pratt. We represented Mr. Ramirez in the criminal case, and as well as the other ones that you've mentioned.
Okay.
They wouldn't allow us to do a deal where we would plead to one but go to trial on the other one. So she made a decision based on our opinion in the case and based on what we think we're going to be successful in regards to the appeal, in regards to the constitutionality of it, to just put them together, but she did plead no contest. Now, based on her plea of no contest, she's found guilty on both counts, but that was the only way that we could get on with what was one of the larger issues in regards to the case.
But her record shows guilty on both counts.
Yes.
Correct.
But you say you didn't do it with the
but
second
they wouldn't let me separate it and go to trial for that one and plead guilty to this one. It was either trial for both or make a no contest and then guilty.
And this was prima facie because you had admitted this, so they leveraged her on that one with this one.
Exactly.
Right.
In essence.
Which, yeah, I get it. All right, we're going to take a break. Next, lawyers for both Tanya and Tristan and his mom are here. You won't believe why Tanya's lawyers say she did nothing wrong and her record should be wiped completely clean. We'll be right back.
So I'm the only student that you had sex with?
Yes.
You say that's not true?
Yes, that's not true. My friend, he had sex with her before I did.
With me, Christopher Gale and Amy Augustine Pratt, both lawyers there in Corpus Christi. So your theory is that because he's 17, even though he's still in high school, she should be able to have sex with him? I mean, isn't it true in Texas at age 17, you can't drink, you can't vote, you can't be drafted, you can't even buy a cigarette, but you're saying it's okay for him to have sex with his teacher?
Well, the legislature says at 17, you're a majority for determining sex, and so in the state of Texas, yeah, you can have sex with whoever you want.
But
now,
you
if
can't
he
buy a
wasn't
cigarette.
student, well, true, you can't do that.
Okay. All right. That was Tanya's attorneys, Amy Augustine Pratt and Christopher Gale, who represent Tanya on my friend Nancy Grace's show. They vehemently argue that Tanya is the true victim in this case. Daniel Kovich represents Tristan and his mother Kim and asks, how can a teacher who slept with a student at her school say that she is the one who was wronged? You think this is just an outrageous and illogical argument?
Yes. We offered mutual releases. We offered mutual releases many times. We said, look, deal with your criminal matter, do whatever you want to do with that. Let us be done with this. Let's just, everyone release everyone, and let's all go about our lives. And Mr. Ramirez refuses to do that.
Mm-hmm. So what do you want? What do you want out of this?
I think that we did this really in the beginning more for the principal than anything else. The time that we filed the suit, the damage had been done. We didn't have the opportunity to get an injunction because she went on the news after we sent a cease and desist letter, called my client a predator of children, then she lost her job, and then I filed the lawsuit.
You say she should keep better tabs on her son.
That's exactly what I say. If someone argues out of both sides of their mouth, they say, oh, he's a child, and if he's a child, then why is he out at 2 or 3 in the morning without his parents knowing where he's at? If he's not a child, then what's the problem? You want to portray him as this poor, innocent victim child, yet what kind of mother lets their child roam around at 5 o'clock in the morning when they don't know where he is?
My thing is, he's an adult, and I feel that with my lawsuit against him, no matter if it's a male or female, they shouldn't have their privacy invaded in their own home. And the video went viral. So
it didn't go viral. It wasn't that good. It was only 10 seconds, baby. It was only 10 seconds. And I don't even really feel like I have to explain anything to you because you are no one, for one. And for two, Tristan, I knew where Tristan was. And your client was doing a booty call at 2 o'clock in the morning, having sex with my son.
He came over to my house. He said he was intoxicated.
You called him. You called him. And as long as I carried him for 9 months
that's
and
fine,
raised
you can protect him, but
till he was 17 years old, I'm still going to take up for my child. He is my son. What if I had sex with your 17-year-old son?
And
how
then
would
you record it,
feel?
and then you record it and you send it out?
How would you feel? What he did was wrong.
If someone did that to your daughter, wouldn't you think that it was invasion of privacy?
It's wrong, period. I'm telling you it's wrong. Are you too up here not together to understand what I'm saying?
So
That it's
that's my lawsuit against him.
It's wrong all the way around. What both of y'all did is wrong. That's what I'm saying. If you would listen for a minute and
I wish
stop
that he would
listening
talk
to
and not
yourself.
have his mother talk for him.
Wait a minute.
Well, you sued her.
You talking to me.
You sued her, so you brought her into this.
You talking to me.
No, but
you
the
sued
invasion
her.
of privacy, the videotape, it's his doing, not his mother.
Why is a teacher having a 17-year-old male student over at 2 in the morning?
Well, obviously, there's no theory under which that makes any kind of common sense, logical sense, moral sense. And you do agree with that, correct?
Correct. I didn't appeal my termination as a teacher.
Okay, so
and I
you agree
voluntarily
with
gave up my
that.
license.
Wait, so I'm the only student that you had sex with?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, well, hold on. You say that's not true.
Yes, that's not true.
How do you know that?
But he's a liar.
No, hold on. Let him speak.
I actually had my friend, he had sex with her before I did. And he was the one that was telling me about everything and like how she was and all that stuff.
And how do you know he had sex with her?
He showed me pictures. She sent him like, not nudes, but in her underwear and bra.
And Dr. Phil, since that's not true, we might just go ahead and sue Tristan for defamation at this point as well.
You know what? You need to be quiet.
Well, you can't throw accusations out there now.
Well, actually, you're here to refute them. Is it true or not?
No, it's not true.
Well, there went your defamation case. We have to take a break. Next, has Tanya heard anything today that might possibly make her reconsider these suits? No. Let's talk about this when we come back. This subject matter has gotten a lot of attention in the media. There's been an ongoing series of skits on Saturday Night Live. This one aired shortly after Tanya was arrested, and her legal team says they think it could have been modeled after her case. Take a look.
We now return to Hot for Teacher, the Janet Johnson Luna civil trial.
Did the kids call you names?
Yes, ma'am. The man, luckiest guy ever, my hero, Fred Pimpstone, supercalifragilistic, this be such a dope kid. May I be excused, sir?
No, not until you pound it.
The world has gone insane. Look, can I just take a poll here among you and you and you and you and you and you, Chris? Is there anybody here that doesn't agree that it's a bad idea for teachers to be having sex with their students, whatever their age is? We all agree that's a bad idea?
Yeah.
We all agree that's a bad idea? Everybody here agree that's a bad idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Bad idea. And you agree that's a bad idea? It's just, I mean, if I'm a parent and I send my kid to school, I want him to come home or her to come home the same way I sent them. I understand 2 wrongs don't make a right. Teachers having sex with their students is not good public policy. You have to always ask the but-for test. But for having sex with this student, he wouldn't have that tape. So she could have stopped that if she hadn't done that. I mean, you put yourself in harm's way. She has to have some contributory responsibility for that. You need to stop gigging people, and if you'll just put a muzzle on, you guys will quit filing lawsuits, and those will go away, right? You don't. You just want her to just stop trying to make your life worse than it already is, correct? Right?
Right.
Leave her alone. They'll drop these suits and leave you alone, right? I mean, that's what you want. You don't fix it, just leave that alone.
Absolutely. That would be wonderful. I want her out of my life.
Well, my daddy told me don't ever miss a damn good chance to shut up. I want to thank all of my guests. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Amy. Thanks so much. Thanks, Travis. None of you. None of you.